Hello, grade 9 learners. Welcome to our learning video session. And we are now in our third quarter module number 2, entitled Climate Factors Past and Present. This is your teacher, Lori, and good luck. God bless. Now, this time, let's proceed to our next factor, and that is land-water relationship. It's all about the effect of heat on water and land. The climate of the place is influenced by the surrounding bodies of water. Soil absorbs heat faster than water. At the same time, soil releases heat faster compared to water. Places that are near the oceans have moderate climate as the body of water regulates the temperature. Even as both soil and water absorb the same amount of heat, the temperature of water rises more slowly than that of soil. Because soil heats up faster than water, air temperature above the sea is lower than above ground during daytime. And warm air thus moves out from land to sea, slowing down the rise of air temperature above land. Thus, places without a body of water nearby tend to have higher air temperature during daytime. And at night, soil cools down faster than water, so the air temperature above ground is lower than that above the sea. Warm air then flows from sea to land, so the drop in air temperature above the ground is moderated. Places that are far from the bodies of water have extreme climates, as there are no immediate bodies of water that will help to circulate the movement of cold air and warm air. The reason why temperature of water rises or falls more slowly than soil is that water has higher heat capacity. Because of this, water also absorbs more heat in warm days and slowly releases it in cold days. That is why during summer, areas that are near a body of water will have moderate temperature because water absorbs more heat. Similarly, during winter, surrounding water slowly releases heat, causing the cooling effect lesser than normal to nearby landmass. Now, figure 3.1 shows the tip of British Isles and the part of Russia near Moscow. Being in the temperate region, both places have 4 seasons. Even though both places are at the same latitude, the northern tip of the British Isles has a more moderate climate due to the neighboring bodies of water. How does a body of water regulate the temperature of a certain region or country? And why do some areas that are far from bodies of water have extreme climates? The British Isles experiences average maximum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius and an average minimum temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. Moscow, on the other hand, has an average maximum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius and very cold winter with an average of negative 8 degrees Celsius. Now this time, we are going to explain how topography affects climate. Mountain is an example of topographical features of the land. As you notice, the picture shows the 2 sides of the mountain. One side is facing the wind and has low temperature. Clouds are forming here due to the condensation of water vapor. This formation of clouds develops to become rain. On the other side of the mountain, there is no cloud formation. The temperature is high and precipitation does not happen. This results in the formation of a dry and warm region. Mountainous areas greatly affect the amount of precipitation in a certain region. The area in which the wind blows is called the windward side. The wind is blocked by the mountain, forcing it to move upward. As it moves up, the water vapor condenses and forms clouds. This will result in precipitation on the windward side. The air moves down towards the opposite region called leeward side. The cold air mass starts to absorb heat and becomes warm and dry. As a result, the area near the leeward side becomes dry and has less precipitation. The dry region on the leeward side is called rain shadow. Vegetation in this region includes desert plants and grassland. Here are the low and high temperatures of some cities in the world dated October 4, 2013. On a world map, try to locate the two warmest and coldest cities in the table. Which city had the highest temperature? What factor do you think is the cause of high temperature in that city? The amount of heat received by the places near the equator is greater compared to those that are far from the equator. Hence, countries that are found near the equator have tropical climate. In contrast, countries that are somewhat farther from the equator have temperate climate. Regions with high altitude have colder temperatures than those in low-lying areas. Areas near bodies of water may have more moderate climate. Places that are far from bodies of water usually experience extremely cold or extremely warm climate. Now, this time, you are going to explain how ocean currents affect climate. Try to observe our figure number 5 and list down what are the different ocean currents that carry warm water and what are the different ocean currents that carry cold water. Figure 6.1 shows different loops or gyres of surface currents around the world. In northern hemisphere, the current flows in clockwise direction. In southern hemisphere, the current flows in counterclockwise direction. This clockwise and counterclockwise of ocean currents are caused by Coriolis effect. Ocean currents that flow away from the equator carries warm water. The air above the warm water has higher temperature. When ocean currents that bring cold water move towards a coastal region, the temperature of that area decreases as the warmer air from the land flows to the sea, resulting to a cold climate. When warm ocean currents that take along warm water go to a land mass, the temperature of that place increases as warmer air above the water flows inland, resulting to a warm climate. Ocean currents have also an important role in changing the climate of a certain area. They affect the temperature of the nearby landmass. Warm currents move from the equator towards poles carry warm water. And cold currents travel from the poles towards the equator carry cold water. When ocean current carries cold water, the air above it becomes colder. When this ocean current moves toward the coastal region, the temperature of that area becomes lower. For example, as you can see in figure 6.1, the southwestern parts of Singapore and Indonesia have lower temperature because of the cold air brought by West Australian current. The ocean current that carries warm water makes the air warmer. When this current goes toward a landmass, the temperature of that place becomes higher. For example, as you can see figure 6.1, the warm Kurosha current that comes from the northeastern part of the Philippines brings warm water. This raises the temperature of places in the southeastern part of Japan. Therefore, ocean currents that bring along cold water to inland make the climate cold. On the other hand, ocean currents that take along warm water to coastal areas make the climate warm. And of course, our last factor, prevailing winds. We are going to discuss how does it affect climate. Winds that blow most often in the different parts of the earth. Wind blows because air over warm land rises. Wind blows because cooler air moves in from surrounding areas to replace rising air. And wind blows because the cool air is heated and process repeats. Prevailing wind impacts every place on the earth. High pressure or H, that is heavy, cool air, brings clear skies and no rain. Low pressure or L, light, warm air, usually brings precipitation. Wind and the Coriolis effect. Earth's winds would blow in straight lines, but since the Earth rotates, they are turned at an angle. In the northern hemisphere, they turn to the right. In the southern hemisphere, they turn to the left. This bending of the wind is called the Coriolis effect. Congratulations! You are now ready to do our interactive activities. Please do not forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel, Nori Rulion, and that is for your future learning here in Science 9. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me. This is your teacher Nori saying, Save Earth today. Goodbye.